Hello! Welcome back, everyone who might be with me or watching later. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so ended up taking last week off. Had some other things that were more important to take care of. And you know what? I kind of meant to have a little bit more recap and updating kind of information from last stream. There was supposed to be a post that was made that had some screenshots and some things that happened off camera in between like last stream and the off week and everything. And those things did not go up. I don't know why. I swear I made the post. I had screenshots and everything, and went to go check on it later, and nothing. And I thought, you know what? Just forget about it. I'll cover it at the start of the stream. So let's get things fired up here, and I'll start kind of running through. We'll go through where we left off, and then talk about what happened off camera. So first of all, last two streams have not gone as well as I had hoped, as far as like clean execution of the mission as planned. Man, oh man, the game feels a little bit loud in my ears right now, so I'm going to turn it down. Yeah, so, like, you know, the biggest thing was the tourist mission. First attempt at that was I went and flew the craft for the tourists, and it I forgot to load out the tourists onto the craft, so I went and did the whole mission, and then never completed the objective. So the second time around, we added more tourists. We got them on board, but then the craft decided to get all tangled up in itself, and I had to transfer them to a new craft, and then bring that new craft from. Let's see, we got it as far as the moon, I think, and then it was on its way to Minmus when that happened. So let me kind of, and then also like its flight path had it on, like taking so long that I had to deal with ejecting craft to Eve because my transfer window was up. So everything just kind of got all jumbled up in a bad way. Oh Lord, the comms network. That actually reminds me. There's quite a bit to kind of cover in that regard. Let me just turn it off for a moment, because that's one thing I did do. I deployed a comms network around the Mun because I decided I wanted them around the Mun and Minmus. So I built some craft and launched that. Got that deployed. So you can see there's 3 equatorial relays around the Mun and then 2 polar satellites. Oops. This is like a surface anomaly detector kind of thing, and then this is a ore survey scanner kind of thing. That, whatever it is, the M700 survey scanner, resource survey scanner. I call it ORS. Let me see if I can remember what the acronym was. Orbital Resource and Survey Scanner, I guess. I forget what I should have written it down. I think I did in the description somewhere. It doesn't matter. Comms network at the moon. Did that. Okay. And then I launched another vehicle, comms network going to Minmus. So it's on its way, almost there, with the encounter. But then I also performed the maneuver for the tourist vehicle, which I adjusted so that it would get there a little bit sooner. So we're arriving probably about 7 days earlier than it was originally going to. So that's nice. Then worth noting, just for posterity, I guess, I mentioned the transfer window to Eve. Let me see if I can just highlight one of them and get a good view. Here's the whole group. So I think on stream last time we launched, let's see, the science vessel, the small comms going to Eve, and the drill thing. But we didn't get ghillie-sats and long comms. So these are basically just comms satellites for the most part. I think ghillie-sats is... Oh, I might as well just fly it. Let's see what it is. I forget. I did most of this last week. But yeah, it's mostly just some additional comm satellites and then like resource survey scanner thing. Yeah, okay, so here we go. ghillie-sats is 3 small relays to go in equatorial orbit, and then a survey scanner, which also has the whatchamacallit, the rovemate Probodobodine. I will use that with KerbNet access to try to detect anomalies. I honestly don't know if there are any on Ghillie, but it's there for me to find them. So that's what ghillie-sats is. Now, long comms is going to be far less interesting. Not that that one was, but anyways. Long comms. This should just be another resource. Yeah, another resource survey scanner and a big relay. So these will go in polar orbit around Eve to kind of complete the whole comms network so that everything can communicate back with Kerbin with ease. Inside here is where we've got the engines, quote unquote, the Kraken drive. I don't want to deploy. I want to aim because I want to show this off again for posterity. Last stream, there was somebody in chat, Joseph someone, forget the full screen name, but they mentioned that I could be getting away with piling all the docking ports up into one spot, and I don't have to pair them. And I basically use that as an excuse to, really just fully read the wiki on docking port drive, and have come around to a redesign of the whole thing and agreed that using the inflatable docking ports is a much better way to go. So I have a complete redesign of the engine. So I've mapped the inflatable docking ports to here. If I put these all up to 200%, it won't thrust me anywhere, so that'll be good. Here, I'll quick save too, just to make sure. So these are mapped to thrust. So I can control the extension with thrust. Obviously, it's not going to start creating any thrust. Well, right now, because I haven't turned off. It won't create thrust until it's all the way extended. But the cool part that I now understand is just how quickly and responsive this is. Quickly and responsive. Yeah, just how responsive that is. So you can immediately, it's so much better. Yeah. So that's the new redesign of the docking port drive, which I've been calling Magna Drive. And I think that's everything. Oh, hey, there's Joseph. Speaking, he shall appear. Yeah. Thanks for the tips there. Yeah, this new redesign is all because of your tips. I just decided to kind of give it another review, so to speak. Anyways, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The only other thing was I did like a lot of flying around Kerbin with Jeb and Val because I had a whole bunch of waypoints scattered across the surface of Kerbin that were very, very much like cluttering up the situation. So I ended up flying around with Jeb and Val to plant flags at all these different surface anomalies to get those waypoints removed, because that's what they were all for. Yeah, like I said, that pretty much covers it. I've got a list of objectives up here. Have to do with a handful of contracts that I've got. Ooh, I kind of want to accept this one. This is for collecting quite a lot of ore at the surface of the Mun and bringing it back to Kerbin, which could be pretty challenging using the Magna Drive. But I'm kind of I have high hopes for this new redesign, so I'm going to accept it. I don't think we're going to do that at all. I want to design a craft and kind of test it out. But let's see here. What are the objectives? Okay, new contract, plant a flag on the moon. So that's just going to be objective number 1. I've already got a craft and Kerbals at the moon, so we can just take care of that really quickly right out of the gate. Then, before we get to kind of returning to the tourist mission, the comms network's going to arrive at Minmus, so we'll be doing the comms network next. Then it's going to be kind of carrying on with the tourist mission, so getting the tourists to Minmus, landed on Minmus. There's a survey of Minmus, it says, but that's actually this one. Do an advanced scan of a rover, or advanced scan with a rover arm of an olivine formation. So I'll do that. And then where do we go from there? Bring the tourists back to KSC. That's like the main thing I want to get done tonight. Beyond that, I have a few. There's some surveys that need to be done at Kerbin. So if there's time at the end of all of this and we want to go over it, we'll do it. And then there's also a part to recover in orbit around Kerbin. So if I'm feeling like designing a craft on stream and launching that to recover, then we'll do that. But that's it. So let's get to it. Let's go plant a flag on the Mun. Unfortunately, now I have to deal with the fact that I've got craft out there with the old engine design. So live and learn, I guess. So the Mun, we want Magna Drive 8. One of those early designs. Bob and Bill are on board here. Might be a good excuse to bring them back. Bob and Bill, why are the lights on? What in the world? The landing gear. That was annoying. Anyways, where are we? Where might be a good place to land? Really, anywhere. It doesn't matter. Ew, what's happened with Kerbal? My scatter mod is like did not load correctly. Yuck. Alright. Let's see what the situation is with the thrust limiting on here. This is going to get annoying fast. I'm definitely going to have to redeploy new vehicles, because I don't like doing this anymore. It's much easier controlling thrust with the single inflatable rather than these rings of docking ports. At any rate, yeah, let's just put it down anywhere. It doesn't matter. Do I have the landing marker? I do. Kind of want to bring this down like fairly vertically, if that makes sense. That's probably a good spot. Reasonably flat, I would imagine. Let's open up the vertical landing gear and kind of reorient so it makes more sense. Get these alarms out of the way. All right, bring it down. A little bit more. And, oh yeah, we're relative to service. Okay, I thought it was an orbital reference. Glanced at it there for a second. Oh, you know what? I forgot to update the flight status on the HUD. I should do that. Completing mission objectives. And then this. Oops, not complete. Not complete yet. In progress. God, jumping the gun here. All right. There we go. I feel like I did not. I might have waited too long. I'm a little worried. Yeah, I probably spent a little bit too long descending without thrusting, so glad I did that. Okay. Should be okay now. Saved it. And that's a pretty good spot, I might say. Alright, now... Oh, how much do I have to reduce the thrust to make this manageable? Looks like there's a Munstone, like right there. Maybe there too? I don't know. A little less thrust now. I want to be gentle with it. Oh, and I usually aim the camera down here. There we go. That was nice and easy. Put that back at 100 or so %. Bob, why don't you get out and plant a flag and complete this contract? Don't fall over. Goodness. What's happening to the camera? Alright, plant a flag. Contract complete. Delete all those messages. I don't care. And, we don't need to keep it. Take it down. This landing marker really gets obnoxious. I wish it would, like, turn off on its own. Anyways. Okay, well, we can leave them here, and we will call that complete. Let's move on to this comms array arriving at Minmus. So let's switch to that. Hopefully when we do, my scatter mod gets its act together. Switch to. So this will take a little while. And I guess it's probably worth going over the deployment of a comms array. Yeah, Kerbal, you look much better now. There we go. Whoa. Let's focus view here on Minmus. So it looks like we're deploying equatorial sats first. Minmus comms maneuver. We don't need the warning for that now. And we'll quick save just in case something stupid happens. Okay. And then we'll warp to it. Let's get these. Oh, look at this version. Doesn't have the inflatable docking port. I forgot. There were a few iterative designs here. I guess I still could control it this way. I'm going to. Alright, anyways. We can get pretty close, I think. This is not going to take very long for me to perform this maneuver. Yeah. Well, let's actually even calm down a second. That was only like 3 seconds. Alright, now we'll do the rest. Not that it matters. Can always fine-tune. Whoa! Yeah, see, that's not as responsive. Go back, prograde. How do I want to handle this? Let's adjust the docking force this way. Yeah, nice little subtle push. Might have a better time with it if I adjust with RCS, but I don't want to use full thrust on all these RCS thrusters. So we'll bring them down to 20%. Whatever. Equivalent. I do not like that this orbit is not... It is not flat. Too much inclination. So let's fix that. Let's see. We are 5 degrees north. So let's fix that first. We can get rid of the maneuver. We don't need it. Let's get this inclination figured out. Get it down to the equator, and then we'll point normal and flatten it out. Right about here-ish. Point normal. And do a boost with the, let's see here. The, docking ports. Now I'll use RCS. It's pretty flat. Okay, so what am I shooting for here? 150 meter or 150,000 meters. Let's point retrograde then. Okay. Radial in. I want to get 150 meters, like, just ahead of me. 150 meters, 150 kilometers. Well, let's get the apoapsis here. Then prograde, because we got to raise that periapsis a bit. And then I'll go radial in and try to get that periapsis down to 150. Although, yeah, there we go. So fairly flat. Let's see here. Between here and there, it looks like I'm ascending. Okay. Just trying to see if I can flatten this orbit right above the equator as much as I can. All right. We'll do retrograde now. And let's get a little closer to that periapsis. There we go. RCS on. Come on, we can get better than that. Radial out. Whoa, chill out. What in the world? Okay. Retrograde, I guess. Or radial in, maybe. I'd like to get this as circular as possible. Come on! No, back. Come on. 150. Now retrograde. There we go. There. Okay. Well, that's circularized enough. It's not going to be perfect anyways because I've got to... Oh, you know what? Oh, these are thrust limited. Okay. Let's deploy. Let's get one of these removed. And then we'll just kind of boink it. There we go. Let's enable this. Just a tiny little thing here. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to make that the target. I'm going to do... We'll point retrograde to target, I guess. Turn on RCS. And we'll just null out velocity relative to it. And hopefully that means this one's deployed right where I want it. What is it? It's hard to see. We can go retrograde a little bit, right? Let's go radial out just a tiny bit. Not to target orbit. Okay, then retrograde. What is that? Okay, that's got to be good. No, come on. That's good. 150 and 3 meters, 150 and 9 meters. That's pretty circular. I would say so. Okay. Rename. You are... This is my naming convention. Small relay, SR. And this is the first one deployed at Minmus. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back to this mothership thing. And I'm going to set SR1 as my target. Go to orbit, retrograde. And I know there's, different ways to do this. This is my way of doing it. I'm going to use these like target, whatever, encounter nodes or intersect nodes, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to hit retrograde and just kind of put a little bit of oomph on it. Let's actually slow it down here. I didn't hit it, did I? I don't think I did. And I'm just going to try to like get this, it's almost already there, to about 120 degrees behind, so to speak. Right there. Ish. So now all I have to do is warp to about here and then recircularize. That was maybe a little bit too far, but close enough. So I'll go prograde. Might as well get all the way up to this apoapsis. I don't know why I went out of map mode. Prograde. And this is pretty rough. It's just mostly saving the small relay from using its monopropellant. So just get it roughly there. I'm going to kind of rotate it around, try to make it up top here. And deploy another one. Bounce it away from the craft. So I have these like thrust limited. Let's just bring it up to like maybe 5%. Maybe less, because the last one was kind of touchy. And then allow the monopropellant to be used. And let's take a look at what its apoapsis and periapsis are. So it looks like, first of all, we need to slow it down a little bit. Maybe can thrust a little bit more. Bring it up to nearly 10% thrust. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll fine tune. Okay, it looks like a little radial in would help. But let's make it a little less aggressive. Radial in. All right. We'll deal with that for now. Retrograde. So we're looking at 150.16. Oh, that was circularized. 150.10, 150.16. So it's a little bit different than SR1, but that's pretty darn close. That's not going to fall out of phase too quickly. So that's my second one deployed. SR2 at Minmus. And then it's wash, rinse, repeat. Switch back over to the mothership. Retrograde to orbit. Now I'm going to move SR1's node or whatever over here. So, yeah. Retrograde. A little bit more, maybe. There we go. That feels like a nice triangle from there to here to there. Should be pretty nice. Warp to about here. Oh, it's hard to see. There's SR2. And there's SR1. And we're about to deploy SR3. So 3 short-range relays in equatorial orbit. I guess I should recircularize first. That's what I did last time, right? Jumping the gun here. There we go. Yeah, gosh. Not having that inflatable docking port, a little rough. Decouple. Bounce it away from the craft. Okay, now, what's its situation? Periapsis is in okay shape. Apoapsis is not. Retrograde. RCS. Let's go radial out now. Hang on. And now it needs to be even less thrust. Just like that. Radial in, I guess. Retrograde. $55, 150 and 5 meters, 150 and 19 meters. I'm going to call that done. That's good enough. Rename. This is SR3. Okay, those are done. Now, the mothership has 2 more satellites that need to go in polar orbit. So, just quite literally, point this one normal. And boost until it's in polar orbit. There we go. Gonna need some retrograde now, because that's not quite right. And we'll need to fine-tune with RCS. And just to create some separation, I'm going to pick a different value. So I think we'll do like, we'll put this a little bit higher than 150. We'll do like 150, 100. So how do I want to do that? Let's do radial out right now. Prograde. Although, I'm kind of already in a good spot to just make this 149. So I think I'm going to do that. Might as well save myself the time here. Yeah, prograde. 149, 800. Might as well. These don't need to be perfect. Let's deploy... What should I get rid of first? Let's get rid of this one. Just clip right through. Bloop. Could have gone the other way. All right. I don't have these antennas mapped to an action group. So I might as well. Toggle antenna. And CurbNet access. Might as well do that. Let's put this one on 3, I guess. 2, 3, and we'll wait on that. Go ahead and do the... Excuse me, what? Oh, is it because of this? Maybe? Did I already do this? I'm so confused. Toggle overlay? I have done this already? Wait, did I really launch a satellite for this already? Did I include... I did. I've already done the survey. So this is redundant. Oh well. Me jumping the gun. Alright, well then I'll figure that out later. I don't really care. Set that as target. Let's see what I do here. Orbit, retrograde. Now the idea would be get this opposite. Oh, here comes the tourists on their way in. Okay, so I want to get this craft opposite the other one. Whoa. Whoa. Hang on a bit. Oh, come on. RCS is taking too long. Let's just thrust limit this. There we go. That's not quite what I want. It's not quite opposite. But we'll go with it. But the problem is how long is this going to take? 2 hours? What's the situation for the maneuver for the tourists? The tourists are 3 hours out. Okay, so we can get this done. And it really doesn't need to be precise. So let's just warp here. It's probably going to kill my warp, though. Maybe not. All right. Yeah, I can always clean this up later. Not really that important. So hard to see what I'm doing here. Let's get to here. Still not killing my warp, so that's nice. Prograde. I really just want to see that that's what I need. RCS. I want to see that marker on the opposite side. There. So then I just need kind of like an empty reminder there to come back and fix it. Cool. We'll do that. Now we can jump to the tourists. And I'm just going to go ahead and call that complete. Can always fix it. Tourists. Transit de minimis in progress. We don't really need the the overlay on. Wish I hadn't done that. All right. This is really not... I don't need the maneuver. It was just more about timing. Let's bring him in. Yes, of course. Get rid of the alarm. Quit stopping me. Let's give myself a little bit of time. Because I do need to reacquaint myself with the... Oh, yes, these engines. Lord. Okay. Aim camera. Yeah, I'm going to get tired of these real quick. Real quick. There we go. Alright, retrograde. Can I get rid of the overlay? Like, really? Yes, there we go. Thank God. Reset the camera. And then let's circularize. And might as well land in the flats right here. So, yeah. The tourists don't have to do anything special. Could just be a touch and go, but I think we'll be fine. Vertical landing system. Let's hope we clear this little hill here. We should. I don't think Kerbal Engineer's lying to me. Famous last words. Surface relative, please. Come on. Probably not going to need, like, full thrust. All right, we'll do physics warp on the way down. Something I'm also excited about with the new engine design is the dramatically reduced number of parts, so the craft are considerably less laggy. That's a plus. All right, let's slow down a little bit. There's that landing marker. Physics warp, please. Let's not take forever to get down to the surface. Anyone new to the stream, we have 8 tourists on board, and it has taken me, like, 3 attempts to get this mission to go according to plan. Embarrassing. But this, all these tourists are basically getting the full tour of the Kerbal system. They've already landed on the moon, and now they're landing on Minmus, and then they will be returning. The landing lights, completely unnecessary here. Ooh, oh my goodness. Nearly a full stop there. We'll just go radial out. It'll be fine. There we go. And they're happy. Contract parameter complete. Delete all messages, please. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I had to check a message. Okay. Nothing else to do. I don't have anybody on board that can get out and plant a flag or anything. Oh, while we're here, so let's complete that. We did land on Minmus. Let's complete that. Let's scan that olivine thing while we're here before we move on to. So we want something that can do that. Switch to Magna Drive 8. Then once we're done with this, then we'll bring the tourists back to KSC. And then I decide from there what to do next. It would be nice after how horrendously long the last 2 streams were to maybe kind of have this one be nice and tight and concise. Under 2 hours. That would be nice. All right, so we've got the scanner on the back here. I believe if the reaction wheels are running, I can just put this thing in radial out and relative to the surface and put the landing gear up like this. Yeah, that works. Come on. Stop. All right, now we just got to find an olivine formation. So we just kind of got to hunt around for it, I guess. Really could just kind of like glide over the surface, probably. Let's get a look at these docking ports. That's the inner ring. Oh, interesting. Really? And where's the outer ring? Why are they all the way off? That's really? Okay. Oh, I grabbed the same one. Inner ring. That's got it. Wait, no. Is it? God, I hate this design. There we go. Got a different one. We'll do that. Then, yeah, I think we'll just kind of go towards the flats. We'll go up north here and just look for an olivine. So that'd be what? Slightly north and west. So we're actually kind of pointed right there already. And bring those gear back up. And let's just see if we can spot one. There's one. No. I really don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's see what... I'm like tempted to go look at the contract text to see if what it suggests. But I feel like I remember them being in lowlands. It's been a while. I know they're not in flats. I figure if I'm just skimming over the surface here for a while, I'll spot one. It's just going to be hard to pick them out against the other, like, rocks and stuff. Especially if I'm moving so fast, I might want to slow down. There we go. That feels better. So far, not seeing one. Let's go radial out. Get over this hill. I see something over there, but it's like, is that one? I might as well check it out. Hang on. See if I see one anywhere else, though. Oh, there's one. Way more obvious. There it is. I was like, how little is it going to look? Okay. Normal, I guess? It's just normal relative to orbit. Radial out relative to surface. That gets us nice and close. Vertical landing gear, retrograde relative to surface. Level these wings out. So the interesting thing here is going to be, I kind of have to just back this thing up. It's not like the best design for doing this accurately. $30 meters. Alright, we should be fine. Don't. And then gear, nose down. Vertical landing gear retracted. Brakes are already on. Reaction wheels off. Do I have RCS? I do. Okay, so what if actually reaction wheel on? Oh, that's RCS, not reaction wheel. There we go. So if I just kind of let's see here. Whoa, little lag. Must have been an autosave there. Okay. Reaction wheel off. Brakes off. RCS. Use that to boost me back. There we go. Aim camera here. And just bring it to a stop when we get close. That's good enough. That's good enough. There we go. Okay, what do we got here? I've got this operating unlock, target angle, I don't know, like that. Oh, I'm changing traverse rate. There we go. And then scan. There we go. What's the situation with our... Oh, yeah, we're good. Get those antennas out. And allow partial. It does that for both of them, right? Why do I have to do that for... Oh my god, that's weird. Alright, go ahead and transmit that. Should have enough battery power for this. Yeah, plenty. Sweet deal. That one's done. Complete. So, let's bring the tourists back. We can leave these guys here. This is far more exciting. Now we get to do a re-entry and bring it back to KSC. Alright, tourists. Give me a moment to get reacquainted with your engines. Your Kraken drive. God, I hate it. Oh, I damn near need a counter for how many times I say that. Okay. We're all good. Whoa, map. Why did I do map? Reset camera. That's all I wanted. Alright, we're basically ready to go. Let's kind of get them ready to aim more or less east. Go. Get that landing gear up. Do I not have reaction wheels or something? Feels a little funny. Alright, we're going pretty fast, I'd imagine. Yeah, Apoapse is already at 10 kilometers. So, physics warp. And then, should be able to just warp up to Apoapsis. Looks like we're gonna have to do, what, a brief detour or, like, return back to, like, that other Minmus polar sat just to get that properly deployed. Not that I'm that worried about it. Hey, I did full throttle, I thought. Circularize. There we go. And then let's eject back to Kerbal. So we're just gonna Swing around till we're kind of aimed at Kerbin. And eject. I wish I'd remembered that I had a scanner already in orbit, but maybe I'll get rid of that one. Prograde. Let's go. All right, what's the timing on this? 2 days. Okay, gonna have to handle this. So let's jump to the comms thing. Just clear that out. Not have to worry about it. I'll fine-tune it later. Get rid of the maneuver node, because this was more or less just reminding me to come back here. What, just warp to here, I think? Yeah. There go the tourists. They're ejecting. I don't know why RCS was on. Although it probably would be the best way to thrust the rest of this to circularize. What's my timing to... What apoapse is here? Oh, am I past it already? Okay. Let's just circularize. And then, like, what, radial in a little bit? Looks like a little bit of retrograde. Because it's above 150. I said 149. There we go. Close enough. 149.8 and 149.7-ish. That's pretty close to the other one. So we'll just we'll deploy. Decouple. Ooh, that was quite a bit of a nudge. Let's see if we can fix that. All right. First of all, I want these antennas to be toggleable. And I think that's it. Oh, curve net axis. Oh, I already got it. All right. Eject. There we go. Antennas. Alarms. We don't need alarms anymore. I'd rather have that up there. What's the situation here with these? Yeah. Okay. Allow this to be used. And we'll do thrust limiter, I don't know, like what? Try to keep it the same. 9.5. Okay. Apparently 9.5 is very hard for me to hit. 9? 9. Okay. Retrograde. Oh, what are we doing here? Let's do control from here. And then, I don't know, point forward? Yeah. So, retrograde? I literally don't know which way is forward on this thing. I don't think it matters. They're equally ahead and behind now. Radial in, I guess? I literally have no idea. It's so confusing. Radial out. There, close enough. I don't care. And we need to rename it. I call these guys SADSATs. Because they're surface anomaly detectors. And they're satellites. SADSAT. Minimus. And probe. Accept. Done. Okay. Now we go back to the tourists. Now that that's taken care of. Okay. Let's get ourselves on that return path back to Kerbal. Retrograde. Let's focus view on Kerbal for this. Retrograde. Full throttle. And let's shoot for... Well, we want to recircularize, so let's bring it down to like 80 kilometers. Woo! Okay, close. Use RCS to kind of fine-tune there. 80 kilometers. Okay. So then we can say that that transit is complete. Let's return to Kerbal. I don't know why I separated all these things, because... Actually, you know what might be interesting? Let's do... Set this as target so that we can do this. Warp here. And what we'll do... We'll get this mostly on an equatorial orbit, so that we'll be right above KSC. That would be advantageous. And it's an ascending node, so we should go anti-normal. Inclination... almost 0, RCS. Let's see how close we can get. Are we going more? No, still reducing. Still reducing. Okay, that's about as good as we can do. Better than nothing. Okay, now we go to the periapsis. And we'll do retrograde. Call this return done once we recircularize. Retrograde. Where is that periapsis? There it is. 12 seconds out. Go ahead and do it now. This doesn't need to be target anymore. Oh, I have to click this thing? Unset as target. So these are my surveys, huh? I've got one group down there, one group up there. Is there another one? Those are just anomalies. So it's just 2. Definitely did that a little too late. I'll have to make some adjustments. Am I going to land at night? Ugh. If I wait a little bit, I'll land during the day. We'll do that. I hate landing at night. I'm going to try to fix this orbit right now. No, no, no. Come on. Just radial in now. Bring that periapsis back up to me. So what if it's at 90,000? Yeah. Now retrograde. There we go. That's a nice circularization. We'll call that done. Now, we need to land at KSC. And we're going to wait until KSC is in daylight. There we go. So one more time around, and we'll bring it in. Gotta autosave. All right. Let's say warp to about here. We're literally just going to bring it straight down, as is tradition. Full throttle. You know, I do have to say, this is the most people I've had in the stream since I started doing this, and this is the quietest chat has ever been. I keep looking over thinking, somebody's got to say something. These burns, quote-unquote burns, they're so undramatic, like, without any sound whatsoever. It's funny, you know, I started this whole, like, experiment, like, hey, can I do a career mode without using engines? And just using a Kraken drive, because this is, like, the first time I've really explored a Kraken drive. I've mentioned that in previous streams. The more I'm getting used to it, and the more I'm modifying it, the more I'm realizing it's just like, man, it's so doable. The only hard part, really, is just getting through the early career mode without using any engines from the engine menu. It's like once you're past it and you can build a proper Kraken drive, Magna drive, yeah, this is very doable. I think really it's just a matter of like how much lag are you willing to accept from the part count and to like accommodate more upscaled, larger craft. Anyways, so we're bringing it in now. Let's bring those antennas in, because that would not be fun. All right, tourists. We are just about done. Surface relative. I don't have any aero brakes on this, which is probably gonna be... We'll deal with it. I could use the landing gear as aero brakes. All right, let's bring them in. Let's actually do that. Use the vertical landing gear. Just as drag. Are we slowing down? Come on. Ugh, it's so laggy. Am I still, like, at 4 times speed? I'm not. Why is it rolling so hard? I'm gonna overshoot, aren't I? That's fine. I'll do what I've done several times over at this point. We'll fly over the runways. Roll. Invert. And, oh, why is it rolling so hard? It's so touchy. Invert. There we go. And just full throttle, straight to the ground. This will get blood plumping. Gear down. Cannot deploy while stowed? Excuse me? Alright. Apparently, these are stowed, so we have to, get rid of these fairings. Without there being a problem. Please. Get rid of it. Come on. No problem, tourists. This happens every time. Is this really how we're going to land? There we go. We'll deal with it. This will be fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. You know, I've had worse happen on the stream. Should I have quick saved before this? Possibly. It is kind of pushing me a little bit. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. See? See? It's fine. It's just fine. It's totally normal landing. That could have been a lot more graceful, but here we are. Come on. Get up here. There we go. We'll bring it to the end of the runway. Yes, the Kraken has returned. Brought to us by a fairing, no less. Just gotta get to the end of the runway, recover, and we'll be fine. At this point, I mean, some parts could blow up and we'd be fine. I should have tried to land it with just the leading landing gear. That would have been fun. Oh, it's like reminding me of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Commence the jiggling. Alright, full stop, please. Let's be done with the tourists. Oh, that autosave was poorly timed. Okay, recover. We've done it. The tourists have finally had their trip. Well, okay, that was the main thing I wanted to do tonight. And that was right at the hour. So the next things that I can do are some surveys as seen on arrival. What new contracts do we have? Science data from space around Minmus. That's going to be super easy because we've already got a craft there. Seismic surveys near some location. I guess. Might as well. I don't really care about this. That's like nothing. Really? No. I'm not flying around Kerbal to do rover arm scans. So there's nothing else really for me to do other than maybe these surveys and recovering a part. So the part in question, I might as well just cover that now while I think about this. The part in question that needs recovering in LKO is the station hub. And get the VAB up here just to make it clear. Probably could have just done this in the spaceplane hangar, but it's a structural part. It's this guy. I got to recover this from LKO. And I think I could whip up a craft to do that. But I don't know. I don't know that I want to build a craft on stream. Not this time. Not after the last two streams. So if we're gonna do surveys, I think it's just gonna be a matter of using this guy. Why is everything open here? Oh, good. Okay, so this is redesigned. Lights off here. Wait a second. Was this one working? I guess we'll find out. Let's do lights off. Let's close the cargo bay. Why do we have two? I have it mapped out right in the action groups, right? How are these? Okay, I took the lights out. So let's turn the lights on. This is how this should be. Lights should already be on. Which should be good. Let's give this a good old save. I just want to check these other action groups. Yeah, that looks good. Antenna. Yeah, clamp. Okay. And then we mapped this to throttle. Wait, that's wheel throttle. Main throttle? Yep. Okay. Should be good. Let's make sure this is saved the way I want it. And then, we don't really need any crew to do this. Might as well be Jeb and Val, though. So, let's just launch this. We're going to go do these surveys. We'll do that much. Considering this bonus at this point. Now that I think about it, if any of these surveys require a crew report, it would be necessary to have crew on board. So I'm glad I loaded them out. All right, let's get a look at it. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Do I go here and then go down like this? So we'll just go to the pole, land, do that seismic survey thing. Then we'll go do this. In-flight above, in-flight above, in-flight above. Those should be pretty easy. And then this is a mix, right? Yeah, some above, some below. And these apparently are crew reports, and those are temperatures. All right, yeah. Let's just, let's go to the poles. Let's go to the North Pole and visit Santa Claus. All right. SAS on. Full throttle. Are we not moving? For real? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Full throttle. There we go. Okay. Giddy up. Let's go. That roll is aggressive still. Why is it so aggressive? Something feels wrong about it, man. I don't understand. It's just touchy. I could adjust it, but man. All right. Let's giddy up and go. Do a high altitude flight. I don't mean for this to be open. It's only going to slow me down. But it was the easiest way for me to grab this context menu. Should be able to get going pretty fast here once we get above the tropopause. That's usually when it kicks into high gear. Come on. Let's get up there and let's get going. Why is this one suffering? So many of these other ones were like lickety split. Probably could have put 2 engines on this thing. That's right, I do have that like Explorer version that goes a little. That's what it is. I've got a variant of this where there's 2 Magna drives, and it gets going. So I probably should redesign this one to have 2. Should be fine though. Let's just physics warp. Prograde. Physics warp again, I guess. Get it up to about like maybe 60, 55 kilometers. Probably get there by the time I get it at the altitude I want it to be at. Point normal. Full throttle. Come on. The nose is heating up. Cut throttle, go prograde. All right. We're getting there. That looks pretty good. So then once we land here and do all that survey, then we'll go south and head towards these ones. And then south again. All right. I think we can try to aero brake a little bit and adjust our approach by going like this. Probably should put some radiators on this thing. Not really adjusting that much by pitching the nose up to the west. And it is getting awfully hot, isn't it? It's a little scary. Could do this to reduce heating. Hopefully we don't blow up Jill and Val. I'm sorry, Jill and Val? What am I talking about? Jill Valentine? Is that what I'm going for? Am I, like, subconsciously trying to tell myself that I need to play Resident Evil on stream? Hey, the moon on the horizon here is kind of eerie. It looks very Death Star. Whoa. Whoa. Alright, we're cooling off. Speed's something manageable now. Come on. Point towards it a little bit, please. Just feels like it's not. Alright. It's just time warp. When we get down a lower atmosphere, I'll be able to... I'll have more control. There we go. Let's not do prograde lock, please. Okay. Alright. We've arrived. Santa Claus better be here. That's all I can say. I guess this one should be the first one. Realistically, if I kind of get in the middle of all of them, I should be able to knock them all out in one punch. Whoa! Forgot I was time warping. Oh, goodness. Looks like we're coming down pretty good. It's hard to read, but we're just approaching 1 kilometer out. Get these brakes on. Zoom. 0? Can I hit it? Okay, I hit it. Well. Keep, I guess. Keep. Okay. Haven't done this one yet, I guess. What's next? This one? Okay. Brakes off. Let's get close. It should be reasonably stable. They're pretty far apart. There's no way I can hit them all in one. Okay, slow down. Do this. We'll reset everything. Let's turn the reaction wheels off. So this drives more like a rover. And go to this one. Might as well. Full throttle. We can go a little faster, I think. It's so flat, I don't really have to worry about anything, right? That slowed down a lot more than I thought it would. Come on, get there. Okay, we can slow down. Brakes. Hit that last one. Reset them all. Brakes again. Where's the next one? Over there. Okay. Don't tip over, please. Okay, full throttle that way. It's definitely going to be hard to read on stream, but the timing on this. 30 seconds out, 2 kilometers. I can barely read it. Here we go. Okay. Got them all. So that one's done. You can get rid of these messages. Now, head south, and we can come to a full stop here just in case. Above. So we just got to get like mid-atmosphere and, you know, where we can have some control and fly through all 3 of these. So let's go. Gear up. Let's get going pretty high this time. So we can just... We're not hitting all that drag right away. Physics warp. We just want to get out of the thick part of the atmosphere, that's all. There we go. Prograde lock for a little bit. Come on, let's point towards it a little bit. Flatten this out. We'll fly at about 20, 25 or so. There we go. There, that seems reasonable. Now let's get this thing hot. Roll a little bit. I'm kind of drifting to the west. Like right at the top of the stratosphere here. Time warp. Here we go. Now we're cooking. I'm descending too much. Picking up too much drag. Also kind of getting way too close to the actual altitude criteria. Since they're all above, I should just be well above. It says I'm 180 kilometers out, 3 minutes. ETA. And it seems like it's going to be just about like a medium bank left the whole way through to hit all of them. I don't know exactly how close I have to get for these, but I'm aiming more or less right at this one. I'm going to cut throttle here for a little bit. I don't really want to go too fast, and I don't want to go too high. There we go. Throttle back up again. Okay. 80 kilometers, 1 minute out. Just managing my speed now. I don't want to go too hot. I definitely should update this design to have some radiators. Within 20 kilometers, how close do I have to get? There we go. Okay, within 15. Alright. Reset everything. Aim towards the next one. Full throttle, please. Okay, we're moving more or less straight at it. I wish these would say what their criteria are, like right on them. That way I'd never have to go in map mode. Luckily with these, I know they're all above. Okay, coming in within 15 kilometers. There we go. Do that crew report. And we'll cut throttle and steer. Full throttle again. Come on. Head towards that last one. There's the moon again. Again looking like a Death Star. Back to picking up speed here. So we are just about to finish 2 of 3 surveys. And then we'll return to KSC. I'm definitely loving this new design. If for no other reason than I can time warp without any issues. Because before that would, like, doing physics warp was just impossible. Like, guaranteed to screw up. There we are. Done. Okay. Those contracts are complete. Delete messages. Now, we need to do some high altitude. We basically want to do like suborbital. And pretty much go due south. Come on. I don't understand. There. That's got to be good enough. Let's pick up some speed. All right. Time warp. Oh. Oh, goodness. Come on. Like this. Time warping apparently will just pitch my nose down. I'm doing it a little too early. Okay, prograde lock. Probably going to want to go a little bit... What? A little bit west, a little bit anti-normal? Yeah. Once we can. See if we can get up a little higher, please. Instead of just ripping through the atmosphere. I probably could have given this a little bit more of an effort to get suborbital. Come on. I'm in no man's land. Too thin an atmosphere to like really control it. Not high enough to just do zero, like not have to deal with atmospheric effects. Okay, about there. There we go. Okay. So anti-normal now. And we'll do this one first. And that one is below 18. Okay. Man, it really takes a push to get it over there. Damn. Getting there though. Come on. I am doing it. I'm trying to go that way. It's right there. Not sure what. Oh, okay. I guess I'll do 1, 2, 3, or like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then come back. That seems good. Okay. Prograde. We'll do to surface. Level it off. Come out of prograde lock. And then just time warp. No thrust. Got to get it below, what, 18.7? Below 18.7. Below 17.7. Then above and above. Okay. Might want to do, what, 1 and 5 should give me the most drag I can. Gear 2, since we want to get below, we're just going to try to get really draggy and slow down. Because once I'm below, like 15 kilometers or so, I can control pretty easy, and we should be pretty slow by then. Just need to not blow up. That's all. Just don't blow up. Excuse me 1 second, just gotta check something. Okay. Should be good now. Getting pretty close. Still pretty high up, though. How should I angle this, since I'm probably going to arrive too soon, is the question. Almost slowing down enough, though. If I could just... literally trying to slow down as much as possible. Yeah, we're here, but we're just not at the right height requirement. Okay, 1, 5, and gear. Okay, 0. Got it. So that's the next one. Okay. Oh, the rolling is aggressive. It is still aggressive. Okay. As long as we stay above 10,000, I think we're okay. And it looks like we will. Alright, should be able to pick up speed again. Definitely would be less ridiculous if I just got some aero brakes installed on these designs. Might as well start gaining some altitude again because we're going to need it. Do I have curb net access on this thing? I am kind of curious. This is just a very interesting terrain. I almost feel like there should be something here. Alright, getting close. There we go. That one's done. Now this next one, we gotta get some altitude now. Pretty much aiming for 20 kilometers. Just to be safe. I don't see anything in curb net access, so I'm not gonna bother. I'll call it right now, though. We'll complete these surveys. I'll get back to KSC, and then we'll call it for the stream. It's pretty successful at that point, especially considering the last two. And I'll just leave that recover mission for a future stream. Alright, I think we've got a good enough altitude here. Just a matter of getting there. Should only have to get within 15 kilometers this time. Then it's going to be a hard left. So, I should probably get ready to do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're close enough. I don't care about anything else. Hard left, hard left, hard left. It's that way. Yeah. Have I, like, limited this or something? Can I give it a little bit more? Yeah. Ooh. Okay, 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 okay. You don't like that. You don't like that. All right, all right, all right. I get it, I get it, I get it. Although we were getting kind of high. That's probably why I was losing control. Come on. Slowed down enough. Good grace. Good grace? Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. That turn felt like a power slide. That was weird. Come on. Nose up a little bit. Please. There we go. Oh, we got to get higher. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's try to get going faster, but let's also gain some altitude because we're going to need it. There we go. We'll make it now. I don't want to get too far away from it. Come on. I'm like trying to get ready for the turn back to KSC, but I also don't want to miss it. Still got to come within 15 kilometers. Should be fine. Okay. There we go. Done. All of them surveys done. So now it's just back to KSC. So I think I can just with this up. There we go. Navigation activated. We gotta head that way. I don't want it blinking the whole time, though. Is it really gonna do that? Why is it blinking? What's the difference? I made these waypoints. Why are they blinking? That's obnoxious. Alright, whatever. Pretty much want to go suborbital. If I can get this thing to do this. Come on. I guess I'll deal with the blinking. I would like to see it. There we go. Okay, okay. I think we can do it now. Time warp. Get going fast enough. While I'm at it, I did complete the surveys. And we'll add one. Survey mission to KSC. Confirm. Move that one up. Move it right there. And in progress. Come on. We can go suborbital. Let's go. It just does not want to. This really needs 2 engines. 2 magnet drives. Too heavy. It's just too heavy a vehicle to, like, really go the direction it needs to go. All right. Finally. Now let's see, though. There we go. There we go. It's gonna need some normal, though. But that should be enough. And we're high enough that we should be able to get away with... I'm sorry. Anti-normal. Go this way. What is this orientation I have? Once again, gonna take a while. Damn. Can I time warp this? How crazy is that? Guess not that crazy. It works. Oh, we in space. Oh, we in space. Okay. Prograde. And this is it. Ship is under acceleration. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoops. I thought I cut throttle. Oops. Okay. Retrograde, please. You can't. Ship is under acceleration. Thanks for letting me know. Jeez. It's like I'm trying to make this stream more complicated. I've done that enough. There. That's fine. I'm good with that. Prograde. Alright, we can time warp now. Okay. Whoop. Let's level them wings out. Take it out of prograde lock. And just time warp through the atmosphere. Please don't explode. That's it. That's all I want. No explosions. Coming in hot. Let's once again deploy all drag surfaces. Aero braking like a master here. It's a little toasty, man. It's making me nervous. Making me nervous. There we go. Okay, it's more acceptable speeds. I think we can deal with the rest. Deactivate navigation. I can see it. We're good. We are now in powered flight. Pretty much should hit like the speed limit, even with full thrust. We'll be slowing down. This landing hopefully should be a lot cleaner than the last one with the tourists. I think we can cut throttle now. Gear down. Get a little lower. Changes to AGL. There we go. Textbook. Now we just zip all the way down to the end of the runway and recover. Bring it to a stop now. There we go. All right. Autosave again. Weird timing. Recover vessel. All right. Well, you know what? That's let's complete that, and I'm gonna call it there for tonight. Thanks for joining me. This was a quiet bunch. Once again, this the most people I've had in the stream. This is like my fourth or fifth stream since trying to resurrect this channel. And yeah, you guys were real quiet. Sort of strange, but thanks for joining me. I think next time around, let's see here. Let me try to predict a little bit. We've got a few more. We've got some mid-course corrections for stuff that's headed to Duna and Ike. And then everything else is pretty far out, but we do have a transfer window coming up for Dreas, however you guys want to call it. So there could be some interesting things. And then also, we've got some other local contracts to take care of. What are these new ones now? More tourists. I'll sift through these. I'll try to think up an interesting mission plan for next week. So yeah, we've been doing these Friday nights, 11 p.m. Central Daylight in the U.S. So yeah, I'll catch you guys again next week. Thankfully this stream went a little bit more according to plan. No real hiccups this time around, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, I got nothing else, so I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for joining me.